Today, myself, Dr. Shama Hussain, founder and CEO of International Institute of Influencers and International Life Skills Technologies Private Limited, would like to welcome you all to a very special session, my dear friends. It's a special conference, I can say, a special premium conference, I can say, because this is the vision of our organization. Vision of our organization, that is humanization of education, promoting education for life, not just for living. E plus R equal to O. E plus R equal to O. E is the event, R is the response, and O is the outcome. So the outcome and the events depends on R. Events is not in your hand, outcome is not in your hand. R is in your hand. The response is in your hand. And response is possible when your education is humanized. When your education is humanized, you can withstand that response and your life will be the beautiful. Beautiful to the meaning and purpose of your life, my dear friends. So to give you purpose and meaning to your life, to make your life meaningful, we International Institute of Influencers started this international conference, Humanization of Education. And I'm so honored today to have wonderful panelists from all over the world. That's the reason we are calling it as a global conference. And to be, I would like to take a very big honor, I can say a special privilege for having Dr. Manpreet Manna as the conference chair for this event today. Dr. Manpreet Manna is the former AICT director, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Chandigarh University. My dear friends, leadership is not authority, leadership is influence. I cannot only define Dr. Manpreet Manna on his position, on his authority. That is just nothing before him. He is a person of influence. He has influenced many lives. He's a great educationist and above all, a great human being. So we are really glad to start to inaugurate this session today in the gracious presence of Dr. Manpreet. He is inaugurating today this wonderful series of international conference. Dr. Manpreet, very glad to have you with us today, Dr. Manpreet.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Shama, for giving this opportunity to me to start this new era of this education, and it's more than education, humanization of education. So Dr. Shama, being the CEO, being the chairman of International Institution of Influencers and International Life Skills Technologies Private Limited, we are here through this channel to present a gala of panelists today for this particular event. Dear friends, for next 50 minutes, you are going to be listening great leaders of this world from the different parts of the world. When we are going to be listen today, the Dr. Karim, we are going to listen today, Professor Maru, he's from Italy. We are going to be get enlightened through one of the great person, Dr. Rajeshwari from India. At the same time, His Excellency, our Ambassador Terry Nicholas from USA, and none other, yes, Miss Brenda Dempsey from UK, and our special invitee, Dr. R.K. Rajput. So, why we have invited these personalities? Those are the leaders in their domain, in their area, in their country, and they are the well-known figures around the globe. Today, we are going to talk something about the humanization of education in this conference. What is that? This is what the Dr. Shama has mentioned. It is a journey from the reaction to respond. Are we going to be more reactive or more responsive? It is the journey from the desire to enlightenment, because today the education has lost its shine because most of the learners, they do come for the placement point of view. What package I'm going to be grab once I'm going to complete my graduation, my degree, what would be my role in the society just for monetizing myself, rather than how rich I'm going to be, how enlightened. And even above than that, it is a journey which is going to give you the difference between argument to dialogue. Most of the time in the parliaments, in the stock market, in a universities, in any kind of domain where we are sitting together, we do find arguments, but we highly finds a healthy dialogue. That makes a sense here. Are we going to the right path of humanization of an education? That's the most important question. Every listener, every viewer must be asking themselves. We all are graduate, we all are postgraduate. Many of us, we have done the even doctorate also in a science, technology, management, medical sciences, blah 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 blah. But in the normal life, when we are going to just drive a car, when we are just going to be exist in a society domain area, standing in a queue, for going to be get a security check in our airports, I think our degrees lost somewhere, our university lives lost somewhere. What the professor taught, I think we missed somewhere, and we are behaving something different way. And we have to do the special courses on a personality development. Oh my God! So what we were doing in the university, what we were doing in the schools, if we are looking some more counselors to become in my life to teach how to behave with others, what is my persona, my wearing sense, my talking sense, my thinking. The most important part is my thinking. Is it a positive thinking? Is it a critical thinking? Do I carry my SQ with me, my PQ with me, my EQ with me? And what is about my IQ? Just making an IQ to make myself rich or enrich. That's a sense. And this is what we are going to be listening from all our great panelists today, to whom we have invited for this international conference. Although it's a first episode, we are coming with the series. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, to giving this opportunity. So now, without wasting any time, I just want to start this pitch of the today's conference. I would like to invite Dr. Kareem. Dr. Kareem, who is from US. He is going to put a light on today how to prepare for a life. How to prepare for a life. Please mind it. Every human being needs a life first. So, how to prepare a life through humanization of an education. We are saying we are improving the literacy rate of the world. Are we just raising the literacy rate with the books or with the mind? That's what the Dr. Kareem is going to put. Dr. Kareem, over to you. I just want to listen for the next 5 minutes. How to prepare the life through the humanization of education. Over to you, Dr. Kareem.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, my friend. And thank you, Dr. Shama Hussein, for putting this conference together. I believe there's so many folks that are going to be blessed globally just by the collective wisdom sitting up under this virtual roof. The first thing I thought about with the humanization of education is simply this. Education by itself is cold. It's emotionless. It doesn't think, it doesn't feel. I've never saw a math problem or a paragraph in social studies do anything other than simply do what it's supposed to do, which is to educate. So by itself, education is emotionless. However, it's when we add a human touch to it that makes it absolutely memorable. And for me personally, I think this is the true power of a teacher or an instructor. So I believe that education must be paired with vision. The teacher is a visionary, but the teacher also inspires the students to become future visionaries. I want to say that again because I want the world to understand this. Education must be paired with vision. The teacher is the visionary. However, the teacher can inspire students to become future visionaries. Because if you have education and no vision, you can do nothing with that vision but be subservient to somebody else's vision. Okay. So when I was in 6th grade, I had a teacher by the name of Mr. Finley. And Mr. Finley taught me, he shaped me, he let me know with the right vision that I could be anything I choose to be without any type of limitation. So years later, I look back on my life, I've become an international world-renowned motivational speaker, a leader, and a teacher. The second way I think we humanize education is to equip the students with strategy. Education is great, but it only becomes effective when it's strategically used towards a positive end. I'll say that again. Education is great, but it only becomes effective when it's strategically used towards a positive end. You know, as a child growing up, I skipped a grade. I actually went from kindergarten to 2nd grade. So I skipped over 1st grade. So I was always smart as a kid, but it was learning how to be strategic and how I use what I learned that made me successful and placed me in a position to help uplift others around me. And the last part I would add to it would be the concept of mentorship. We talked about vision, we talked about strategy, but I think that if we want to really shape the world with the humanization of education, it has to be backed by strong, positive mentors. And I believe that teachers are more than educators. I believe that teachers are mentors that can help shape the children of our future. The only shortcut I've ever seen in life has always been a good mentor, because we're all in a race against time, whether we want to believe it or not. We're not going to be here forever. We have a certain allotted amount of time that we're here for. And a good mentor can pour into our cup not only education, but life experience, which can help to extend the quality of our influence that we have with others while we're on this planet. So to help with the humanization of education, I think we need good, strong vision. I think we need to lead with strategy. And I think as teachers and educators and influencers, we have a responsibility to be mentors to the current generation so they can go forward and shape a world that's changed for the better.
Well said. Amazingly, you have given these points, Dr. Kareem. Yes, today's the teacher should understand their value. They have the equal role other than the book curriculum. They have to be mentor, they have to be enabler, they have to be accelerator. Sometimes they are to be the parents also, because today is a youngster, is a young aspiring mind, is totally covered with the media. It's a digital media, it's a social media, and they are confused enough where to go, how to go, why to go, and when to go. So it is the mentor's role to be just give them the right path so that the next their years and years they are going to be serving to the nations and society. They have to be, yes, unless the teacher is a visionary, we can't create a vision in the society, vision in the learners. So humanization in education, the key role is of the teacher or the mentor. This is what the Dr. Kareem is mentioned, because many will listen to me, many will watch to me, many will speak to me, but thousands will follow me. And simply they follow me as a role model. They are making their life. And how to make a life, how to prepare a life by keeping someone as the role model, as a visionary. Very well said, sir. Quickly, I just would like to be know in the different aspects from the Professor Maru Lecci from Italy. He's going to be speak something. One of the quote, by the astrologer, the quote is that educating the mind without educating the heart. Educating the mind without educating the heart is not at all an education. It's not at all an education, because if you do not have the emotion quotient with you, your intelligence quotient will not help you, will not serve the purpose in the society, because you are going to be a pure materialistics. So I just over to Professor Maru for their insights in this conference. Over to Professor Maru.
Thank you. Exactly. First of all, good Sunday to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, Honorable Dr. Shama Hussein, to invite me in such an important conference. Really appreciate, respect and gratitude for you, and really special thanks. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you. I wish to introduce myself. My name is Mauro Polticchia from Italy, and I'm a professor of a private university in Milan, in Italy. The name of the university is Unimeyer. I'm a board member of this university and the director of a double department, marketing and welfare department. And also I'm an entrepreneur of my company in the fashion and luxury industry. So I know very well, honestly, what is it mean to teach daily and how to consider education in the real time, both in the university and the workplace as well. I want to start my speech, a 5-minute speech, with a wonderful quote coming from Aristotle, one of the famous ancient Greek philosopher. Please listen carefully. Educating the mind without educating the heart is not educating at all. Great, I think, really great quote, wonderful and genius, I think. Why? Because this quote coming from the more than 2,000 years ago. Amazing, I think. So my opinion is coming from more than 20 years of experience in the field. So I believe that education is ultimately humanism experience. We are in the right time, I think, to approach a new kind of education. And knowledge, as you know, is a power. Educate yourself and then educate others is the right way. Awareness is the key to change, I think. And what you give to the existence, to the life, what is what you get back from it. If you spread love and education from the heart, you will receive sooner or later love and education from the heart. So if we donate a special education with the goal to educate the heart of the human being, then the planet will receive a real human being, I think. Education prompts the creativity and provides us with the language needed to become an agent of change within our families and community. To humanize is to make things more civilized and refined and understandable. While parts of our education may make us feel isolated and alone in the centered aspect of our everyday life, it eventually leads to a better understanding of ourselves and the world around us. If we want to advance social and cultural development in our society, it's important to participate in both formal and informal education. Mind, yes, but heart. So if we want to image graphically the situation, also considering the last 3 strong years after COVID period, and as consequence, a vision to the future, we have in front of us 2 main pillars, I think. Education of the mind and education of the heart. It's impossible, from my point of view, for the future generation to teach only from standard academic level. And believe me, I'm a professor, a university professor. So the mind level, yes, but otherwise missing pillars and the building of society collapse. We are human beings, not robots, not numbers, I think. This is the reason why, for example, in my university department, we introduced a new concept of a compassion training course with official certification coming from the certified teacher about it. Compassion is one of the most important soft skills, I think, for the actual and the future generation. Other essential soft skill, and this is, I think, not soft skill, but hard skill, to spread and to have it are gratitude, respect, integrity, and truth. I want to repeat once again, gratitude, respect, integrity, and truth. We are at the beginning of the new era of the wonderful planet. Many things are depending from our generation for the future generation. It's the right time, I think, believe me. Our Mother Earth is changing. We have to follow this change. We are lucky because we are active part of a historical time. 2 pillars, 2 parallel lines, like a race of the train, mind part plus her part. Without one of them, train, I think, the race. The educators who have made the most impact in my life, honestly, are the ones who encourage me to question everything, but not a surface and epidermic question. It's too simple, reply with automatic question. The real question have to come from the heart during a lesson, I think. To challenge what was written in the textbook and push myself to the point of discomfort. So the point is the schools are the structures, are the buildings, but the educators, the teacher, are the key to entry in these buildings. But the rules of the enlightened educators is not enough. and it's too simple, honestly. A new society can be born only with initial support that starts from the parents, from the family. The road must be traveled in parallel also here, educators and family. With this kind of a new approach, our children will become real human beings, not virtual human beings. And as human beings, we have to utilize our heart. Heart is the center of universe. Mothers, fathers, please utilize it. Educators, sorry, please utilize it. Women, please utilize it. Men, please utilize it. Children already utilize it. So we have also the opportunity to learn from them. As consequence of this approach, a new society can generate real and enlightened leaders, not boss, but leaders with a bright heart. If you think honestly that the head of a company have to be a cold businessman or cold businesswoman only through the numbers without an ethical approach, without a human approach, you are not aligned with the future. Think as a human being, not as a number, not as a robot. So finally, I want to encourage, and I want to underline, I want to emphasize to follow a new concept of education for the future. And the future coming from the past, as said at the beginning of my speech. Educating the mind without educating the heart is not educating at all. Thank you, and perfect peace be with you.
Very, very well said. Very well said. Professor Maru, you have mentioned the true words from your true heart, the gratitude, the respect, integrity. Because if you open any holy book happening on this universe, any holy book from any belief, you will find these keywords. And unfortunate part is today, more we are going to become a literate this world, the crime rate, the wars, the corruption, the environmental hazards are rising in a manifold. So
Exactly.
what basically we are teaching and what direction we are going to be teach? If I am teaching a nuclear science today in my lab, do I want only a nuclear war or I want electricity to be get generated for my households? That is the question comes in mind, because if you are using only mind to be make yourself rich by money, rich by numbers, as you said, not rich by winning hearts, taking blessings, giving wishes, giving gratitude to the God they have given this beautiful life that we can teach many. So, are we make this our life responsible? Absolutely, educating mind without education heart, without educating heart, it's not at all education. Thank you very much. I'm sure it will
Thank
go a
you.
long way. Your insights you have taken.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I'm taking forward one of the most respected lady in my country, India, Dr. Rajeshwari. If anybody will just go through her own past, how she have just walked in the life with the struggles to be made other girls of my country to be reach to the school level. And she is going to be talk something about the parents' perspective, materialistic world, and the role of the parents. This is very important. Today, learner may have something in mind to be learned, but sometimes parents they ask them, "No, I want to see you the most rich person in the world. I want to see most prominent person in my country like IS officer." But they never say, "I want to see the best human being in this universe." That is the challenge. To teaching the parents is the most important than teaching the learners today. Otherwise, my happiness is going to be lost somewhere. So, Dr. Rajeshwari, I just request you to come forward. Please give your insights for next 5 minutes. to make understand the parents' role in the today's education of humanization. Yes, over to Dr. Rajeshwari.
Thank you, Dr. Shama, Dr. Manpreet, and all my co-speakers today. Definitely, it's a privilege to speak my perspective, because whatever is coming, it's coming through the experiences for me. I believe very strongly that parenting is the most important part of any value education. The moment somebody becomes parent, the largest responsibility happens, because you have given birth to a live child, but now making that child a human is the greatest responsibility. What is happening is, in this materialistic world, everybody is in the rat race of competition, accumulate wealth, and the parameter of the society is to measure your success in how much wealth you have accumulated. And unfortunately, parents are falling in this vicious circle of materialism. So I would say that, and also second very important part is that the thing which I could not achieve, the thing which I could not become, can I force it onto my child? That also is happening in a very big way, which is, killing the childhood, killing the happiness. We are not giving them the reasons to be happy for small things. Look at the butterfly, go to the garden, play. You do something good and feel happy about it. Can you do that? Small happiness, because parents are the role models. The child imitates. Don't forget that child is always an imitator of what you are reflecting in the family, in the society. How do you behave? How do you play? How do you speak? If you are speaking ill words, the child would think that it is okay to speak the ill words. If you discriminate between the boy and the girl, the boy would think this is my right, that I am the leader, whereas the girl may think, oh my God, why I am not being given the authority, like equal authority like a boy or anybody. So like that, even how you judge, that we as parents many a times compare between the two children, that A is doing well, B is not doing well. Why are you not looking at the neighbor's child who is doing so well? We are not able to identify a passion and the liking of the child. It is so important that what the child wants to be. Everybody teaches, be like Einstein, be like so-and-so. They're not asking, be like yourself. Such an important point, be like yourself, what you want to be. And, parents need to teach the dignity of labor. The way you treat your lowest bottom of the pyramid person in your life, let it be a housemaid, a help, or a driver, how are you treating that person with dignity? Then the child would learn the dignity. If somebody is doing a menial job, say hats off. This is the person who is making our life easy. Can we thank that person with a grateful heart? The child would learn it. If you are not doing that, if you are rude, if you are behaving in a very discriminant manner, it is going to embed in the heart of the child, and the child would say, it is okay to behave like that. Whereas it is the parents' responsibility. I would also say that parents should also not restrict. If they want to play, they want to sing, they want to do whatever, let them be themselves. Here, I would also like to say for the teachers, the teachers have bigger responsibility, because my child will not listen after he or she is 4 or 5 year old. He or she would say, the teacher has told you don't know anything. So the teacher is the believer now. The child believes in the teacher. So it is so important that teacher encourages the parents, encourages the child to ask the question. We always curb the curiosity of the child. I would like to tell here, as a teacher, I drove this initiative called Make a Difference. I'm so happy that through this, we could create an inclusive society. We could save the girl child from, almost last 30 years, we have been working where the feticide was happening, female feticide was happening. But today, every village is working on women empowerment. I'm so happy that 6.5 lakh students are a part of Make a Difference as an activity in schools and colleges where they are driving the better lives for others. It is so important here to tell that I always believe that if you do not engage the child with a social purpose, the child would get engaged into anti-social purpose. It is so important that we give them the purpose of life. And as Professor Karim said, that, life skills, soft skills are important. So said Professor Morrow, that, heart. And I would say the quality of head, heart, and hand. Everything is important. All the three H's are important. I would also say that teach your child to share. Teach your child to care. Teach your child to be fair. Teach your child to dare to do what he or she can contribute to make this universe a better place to live. I would quickly say that it is society's also responsibility to co-create an environment and the organization to create the policy where diversity, inclusion, equal opportunities for all, everything happens, whether it is disability, whether it is the third gender, whether it is the respect and dignity of every human being, every living being, even if it is plants, even if it is animals. Can we create those kind of beautiful environment where everything coexists and collaborates, and everything cannot be defined by competition? Can we come out of that competition syndrome? I would stop here because I know that there are more aspects to come, but I thought that as parents, as teacher, we have more deeper responsibility of not comparing, but allowing, as I would like to conclude, if a child is failing, if a student is failing, a teacher has to think about self. Did I contribute to that failure, or could I have made the child to succeed? It is so important to identify your role. And remember, the child or the student or the humanistic education starts with you as teacher, as a parent, and as an individual self. Thank you so much. I hope, Professor Manna, such a wonderful thing that you are connecting all these perspectives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rajeshwari, and a special thanks to Dr. Shama to bringing such a great leaders across the world to be making, and the single point within just 60 minutes we are going to have a great insight from the different part of the world. And the most important thing is, everywhere, wherever I'm going to be connect today, it is the same message is coming: the happiness, the humanization of education is happiness. That's why you said, teach them to share, teach them to care, teach them to fear. All the solutions comes when you are going to teach them to be here. So they are going to be there where there is a good thing is happening in this world, because most of the parents, they are making their wards as the robots for their dreams to get fulfilled. If I could not do something in my life, I'm just looking my son to do the same, which I wanted to do during my childhood. So they are not your robots. They are not your slaves. They are the new generation. They are the future of my country or my universe. So please live as they want to be lived. And please teach these 4 words. And of course, without connection of the 3H, yeah, oh my God, it's a hand to heart, heart to head. And it is going to be get connected. I think all solutions are going to come made. Absolutely, Dr. Shama, I'm really so grateful to you bringing such a personalities. And now I'm moving forward to listen one more great lady today. We are going to be listen. Yes, Miss Brinda Dempsey. She is going to be that's the core part of this, the humanization of education for happiness, for a peace and resilience. Resiliency. Why? Because look at here, every morning, if you are going to buy a newspaper worth of ₹5 also, or a $2, I think you are wasting not only your money, even the whole day. Because first page to last page, crimes, shoots, murders, wars, corruption, arrests, everything. Oh my God. So where I will get a peace, where I'll get a happiness, where I will pay my gratitude to my society. We have to change our newspapers articles. We have to change our headlines. No headlines comes the new discovery in this world, new patent in this world. Some happiness index has been improved in this world. So yes, let Dr. Brinda to put a light on this so that we can enrich more from her ways. Yes, over to Dr. Brinda.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Sharma, as always, for bringing amazing people, brilliant people, as I say, together. And to hear these brilliant voices share their stories, share their ingenuity, share their wisdom is what we are all about. And these are the beginnings of your vision of the humanization of education, certainly something that is deep within not just my heart, but my soul. And just to sort of frame what I'm about to say, I too worked in education for 25 years, and we still operate a system that's replicated across the world of children sitting in rows over 200 years. Come on, 200 years later, we are still teaching them with old methods, and we're still putting into that IQ. Where is the EQ? Where is the heart? Where's the humanization? As we've already heard, we are human beings, not just human doings, but human beings. And we have to experience that, not from the outside in, which education is today, but from the inside out. That is the significant difference of what it means for the humanization of education. It starts within us, and then we emanate that light, that wisdom, the hope, the walking our talk. You've heard me say that before. Let's walk our talk. You have to be the light. You have to be everything. So with that in mind, let's look at the three things you've asked me to talk about today. You've asked me to talk about happiness, peace, and resilience. And resilience, I call that bounce back ability. And we learn resilience right from the word go. When we are babies, learning to reach out, learning to sit up, learning to crawl, learning to walk. We get up, we fall down, we get up, we fall down. Learning to ride bikes. We get off, we get up. What does it do? It makes us stronger. It makes us more determined. We have the vision. We're all leaders. We're leading a life. We have the vision. So we get up and we have a why. We want to ride that bike. We want to walk. We want to be able to be the best runner. We want to be whatever. And the best is, we've already heard it today, the best is about, the only competition there is with ourselves. Because in my world, it's collaboration over competition. So every time you fail, celebrate, because you're strengthening that resilience. Celebrate every time someone ignores you, because there's something about you that you have to learn. Every single thing in life is a lesson. Learn the gift in the lesson, no matter what. Even in the good, learn the gift. Because when you begin that most adventurous journey from the inside, you learn that happiness is an inside job. Stop looking for happiness outside of you. Look for your own happiness. What is it that makes you happy? Be it, think it, do it. Walk your talk, show others what it means to be happy. I loved what you said, Dr. Rajeshwari. Sorry if I've not pronounced your name. You know, it's a happiness in a sunrise, a butterfly, a flower. I only today went out a walk and took pictures of all the beautiful flowers that are in bloom in spring here in the UK and sent it to my brother on his birthday today. I took the time to collect it. He's a photographer. So be happy in the smallest of things. Do things that make you happy, that will bring joy to other people. So happiness is the inside job. Resilience is something that we have. Now let's go to peace. Mother Teresa said, peace begins with a smile. If we do not walk the path of life and find the happiness and build the resilience, how can we have peace? If you follow the work of Dr. David Hawkins and his map of consciousness, we know that love, joy, we can call joy happiness, it's another state of happiness, but peace is the step nearest to enlightenment. And that comes with all building that strong resilience of falling, of failing, of trying things, of winning, the jubilation, the celebration, the darkness, the adversity that we've all been through. We've all got a story to tell. And that is what I'm about today. Sharing stories, telling my stories, telling stories of other people, and encouraging you to tell your story, because it's the 8th habit of Stephen Covey. The 8th habit is all about voice. Find your voice in a world of lots of noise. Find your voice and shout it from the rooftop. And that's what Dr. Sharma is doing today in the humanizing of education. It's all the inner work that we do. That is what creates it. It's the emotional intelligence. It's the resilience. It's the introspection. It's the compassion. It's all the words that you've said today. And for me, I am taking IQ, I am taking EQ, I am taking PQ, and I am sharing SQ. We are all spiritual beings, and we have to share what it is that makes us human. And that is the essence of what it is for the humanization of education of each other, which begins with you.
Amazing, amazing, Brenda. It was you are ambassador of happiness. Looking to you, the aura, the facial, we feel enlightened. Absolutely. This is called happiness because you well said, whatever you are looking outside, you are never get enrich yourself until unless you have a me time. You have to speak to yourself. You have to listen your own soul. You have to make discussions with yourself, the inner voice. That really makes sense. That really makes sense because self-learning, ups and downs. Every parents, every teacher, every senior person should give up space and a peace to the youngsters so that they will learn from their failures. They will make a joyful to their all kind of success, celebrating every moment. I could see one fine day I was traveling in a bus, and one my who was sitting next to me, he just lost his wallet, and he requested to the conductor to be issue the ticket. I will pay you tomorrow. And the time conductor said, it's okay, I trust you because you are traveling daily, you are a daily commuter. And he was enjoying it. He said, oh, it's a new experience today. I lost my wallet. I could see the people are helping me a lot. Oh my God. I said, you are celebrating it. Yes. He said, I'm celebrating because I lost to understand how you people are helping me. If I never lost my wallet, I will come to know that you are the true close to me. So celebrating every moment, it's really a makes sense, and it is a happiness that is a human beings. This is the way, I just see how the Dr. Karim started this today's session, and he deliberated in a very different way the life, how to prepare a life. And when I'm in concluding, coming to the last speaker, Brinda, and all they are coming from the same journey. Either it's from the books, either it's from the experience of their life. It's a happiness. It is enlightenment. It's the gratitude. It is caring someone else. And this is what the main, I think, the true key indicators of humanization of education for which this institution has come up. Dr. Sharma, at this age, you started this journey and you connected to, I think, most of the 80 countries, and you are conducting a physical as well as online this kind of sessions. And every session, not from today, from last 2 years, I am closely watching, I'm closely attending your sessions. All the speakers, all the people, those are you are in, they are the true influencers. We can look at from their LinkedIn profiles, we can look at from their biography from Google, and we understood they come just with a single invite. Reason is that you always give a gratitude. You always to be happy with everyone because you have no any other kind of a motivation behind this show to just make everyone to be happy in this universe. And this is what I salute to you. I salute from my core, my heart, because you are making this all great personalities to be correct together. And dear friends, you must be knowing about that this time, this year, she is going to have a gala event going to be come up. I think she is going to be open up with this in a coming time. So with this concluding remarks, I would like to be just add on the few things which I cannot avoid to speak over here, how it has been taken from the Dr. Karim, that finally visionary teacher is very important. If the teacher do not have the vision, at the same time, what basically my great friend, he wanted to be explained, Professor Maru, he said respect, and of course you are having a integrity in your work. And then what Dr. Rajeshwari said, oh my God, she said, if you are teaching them to be how to care the others, how to nurture the others, how to help the others, how to make others, and fairly, without keeping any, ill things in your mind, and sharing your knowledge, sharing your food, sharing your education, sharing your space, sharing your wealth. I think it's amazing, and Brinda, I have no words to give you gratitude like how happiness. Because in my granthas it's written, Jo Brahmande Sohi Pinde, Jo Khoje So Paye. It means whatever is available in this universe, it is there in your totally in your mind and heart. It is only to you to do the research. If you are researching, you are resiliency. If you are researching, you feel enlightened that, oh, I'm a complete. Yes, you yourself is a complete. This is what. So, Dr. Shama, I would like to listen from you also. I can't keep this session empty without your words. So please and give some words. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Manpreet. Dr. Manpreet, Ambassador Terry is also there, Dr. Manpreet. Ambassador Terry.
Oh, the most important person, how I could, oh my God, a great apologize. Oh, His Excellence, now it is your time. It is your time. I was thinking I'm missing something, that is the leadership impact you have to speak. And His Excellence, Mr. Terry, the special persons are always to be at the end to be concluding the way and to giving the spirit. And I do apologize. I skip from the side. But before I go to the Dr. Shama, I will request Mr. Terry, His Excellence, Earthwind, Nicholas from USA, please give enlighten us. And for you, no time limits. Please speak. Yeah.
Where do I begin after listening to this most esteemed group of people who believe what I believe? We breathe the same air, whether it's in one part of the world or what. We breathe it from our heart. And we understand that presence is the point where manifestation becomes action. What do I mean by that? When you remove the angst of the past and the anxiety of the future, you only have the present. And when you're in the present, whatever it is that you're working on, thinking on, creating a vision on, as Dr. Karim says, creating a strategy, whatever that is, becomes manifest. You start seeing it. And, we are very fortunate on Earth right now for so many people, young people, to have one of these in their hands. In live time, the bad things that are happening to people or different places around the world are being televised around the world. We cannot hold those things secret anymore. And at the same time, we've kind of worked around one of the things I was going to say with education and leadership. Some of the best minds that are in the world right now, all over the world, are not in school. These brilliant young people, a lot of them ladies, but they're refugees in refugee camps, and they're incredibly smart people. They have high potential. They have learned to be present all the time. All I want to do is just deal with right now, because that helps keep them wishful and hopeful that things are going to change. Many of them are from one country and have never been there. They were born in another country because their parents fled. In the Sudan right now, there's a lot of conflict. The U.S. Embassy closed, moved everybody out. Okay, those are the little things. We're talking about Afghanistan and a lot of different places where it's public knowledge, women can't go to school, girls can't go to school. That's our. You cannot be learned. Well, it wasn't that long ago within America when my parents were young. The public education required you to go the first 7 of the 12 years of basic education. And both of them quit school the day they turned the minimum age of 14. The day. And that was in the 40s, 1940s. By the end of the 1950s, they realized their huge mistake because both of them did not have to quit to get a job to support the family or anything like that. They quit because they wanted to go out and get the big money and be big people. Bad mistake. But what they taught me was everything you learn, anywhere you go, any time of the day or night, you're educating yourself. And when you remove the angst around you, the education that you do gain will allow you to focus and move forward. And I have passed that on to my next generation. And that is simply this. Yes, there are people out there that don't want you to get the education. They don't want you to get smart because they want to manipulate you. Such stupidity, such shortfall of proper planning where we're going. I'm a businessman, okay? Yes, I'm a UN and Peace Ambassador at large, but I'm a businessman. I hire brains. I don't care what kind of packaging you've got or what your beliefs are when you're not working, okay? When you are working, I expect you to use this and be able to use this to make yourself better. And that's what I teach my people. And when I keynote, nationally and internationally, the message is still the same. Those of you who hold back the brightest minds are holding back your own profits. Because if you hire the greatest people, the smartest people, the best minds, they will produce the best products, the best services, the next future of mankind. Because there's a lot of things going on right now with SDGs. I speak of climate all the time. Without Earth, the rest of the SDGs don't matter, okay? Education, nothing. And that's only part of what we were talking about today. We're talking about education, but at the same time, education is knowing about the climate. It's knowing about proper throwing something away or buying and using something that will deteriorate quickly and be regenerative so that we support the environment, okay? Just 100 years ago, we barely had 1 billion people around the world, but just this century, the world has evolved quicker and wider than the last century. And we're 20 years into this century. It's amazing what we're doing for us and against us, okay? It is our responsibility beginning. World peace begins with inner peace because you cannot give what you don't have. I don't care what you say in public. If you are at war inside, you're going to give war or you're going to give falseness out to other people. But when you're present, you have that inner peace because you know who you are. And when you know who you are, you give it. Okay. And if I give love to each of you here today, and then you go give love to another 12 people, and they go and they go, we spread it faster than the next pandemic. Okay. That's hard to do because it's about brains. It's about using your minds. And I'm 70 years old. I was not educated to use my mind. I was educated to be a better worker. That's it. Okay. That's the public school systems. And unfortunately, in third world countries, which I don't believe there are any third world countries anymore, we're all one people. Okay. There are places where some of our people, indigenous, I'm Native American, indigenously, we call it Taheshta, 3 syllables, simply means family. Anything and everything where you're sitting is family. This is family. You and I are family. Family might get mad at each other, but family don't pick up a weapon normally. and shoot and kill each other. Okay? Family doesn't laugh at those who are unfortunate. They pick them up and they help them. That's what Taheshta is. And that's what I wish for all of you today, and all of you who are listening into this recording tomorrow or the next week or wherever it is. These amazing people are all speaking the same thing. You have the right to be you. And if you allow other people to manipulate that, that is your decision. Now, that's not a good decision. It's not a bad decision. It is simply a decision. And we as human beings can make a new decision anytime we want. And I leave you with that today, Taheshta, family. Thank you.
My handfold sincere gratitude to His Excellency Ambassador Terry. Ambassador Terry, you given a true words from the true heart, and this is the true leader. Your experience of years, I think we can't reach to that level what you have just mentioned in a few words. I think it makes itself a complete directory of the happiness and the true world, how we're supposed to be. This is what we are facing. I think whoever is listening us today, who's watching this session maybe today and tomorrow recorded, they have to take one true message from our great personalities and special from our His Excellency Ambassador Terry, that you have everything, but once you are going to speak from here, that makes a complete change. Within a few seconds, you can give maybe healing touch or maybe a hurting someone. The whole life you cannot heal them back with the few words which you are going to speak out. That's the point. It's beyond a mind education, beyond a school education, beyond a university education. It is what we are learning. Amazing. Dr. Shama, it's the time you please give a gratitude to personally to all the speakers.
Dr. Manpreet, Mr. Farooq Khan has joined.
Oh, great. Oh, that's nice. So, yes, we having Farooq Khalyan from Africa. Somehow he was in trouble to be catch a flight. There was something missing. We were cross-fingered and finally we could make it. So humanization of education, a pathway of success. How to a pathway of success? We will listen from Mr. Farooq. Mr. Farooq, over to you for next 5 minutes, please.
You're muted, Mr. Farooq.
You're muted.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's quite an honor to be among this collective of great minds to discuss such an important topic about humanization of education, which I strongly believe Dr. Sharma is championing over the past couple of years. And I want to take this opportunity to commend her on the consistency and the passion she's shown across board since the inception of the International Institute of Influencers. I mean, humanization of every subject is very important, but once we peg it to education, then we all understand that it's a game changer. Even when we go back to our traditional settings, the knowledge, information that has been shared with us by our grandparents, our parents, is what actually leads us through life. Yes, we want to be educated to be able to acquire some skills, to be able to earn a living, but it's based on the human elements, that traits that guide us through our life that make the mark. If you look at life in general, education across board, everybody could have the education. But what stands out? What is the cutting edge? What makes people? Why do we have just 1% of people doing the best in the world? Phenomenal things is because character traits, common sense, the heart that is attached to whatever they do is what is changing. Even when we are leading, when you lead from a soul in leadership, when I say leading from a soul, you realize that you are leading people and considering their emotions, their feelings, how they react to things, their personal character traits, their physical traits, if their physical traits kind of like gets in the way of progress, how do you as a leader be able to peg that or improvise a certain scenario that ensures that their physical disability doesn't get in the way? So when we talk about humanization of education, it's based on self-improvement traits and identifying the uniqueness of each individual and why humanization of education becomes the tool for becoming successful. When you look at our life in general, like I always emphasize, my growth, my progress hasn't really been tied to the education that I got from school, but based on certain things that I learned from my grandmother. The fact that humility is very important, the fact that selflessness is very important, the fact that sharing is very important, the fact that caring about people is very important, the fact that respect is very important. What excites me about this forum is that every speaker has categorically outlined some of these things, these traits that is going to make us successful. So I don't want to take much of the time. I think that the speakers have done great service to this forum. I've been educated, and I'm sure that what excites me about this is that it's recorded, it's going to be shared to the world, and then we're going to significantly impact the world. Let's humanize education. It's what is going to help us. Once we identify that personal development is important, traits identification is very important. Once we understand that the individual's standpoint, feelings is also very important in education, then voila, we're going to have a life that is going to be very, very, very encompassing, very collective in the sense that would ensure that we all grow as a collective. Nobody is left behind. I think success, once is just limited to just a few people, is not success. Unless as a collective we all succeed, then we can say, yes, indeed, the world has succeeded. So it's a big challenge to all of us. It's a good call that the International Institute of Influencers is making the call. It's consistently putting in measures, initiating projects that would ensure that we are able to achieve this. I'm very confident that after this forum, somebody will be impacted, either a professor, a doctor, or a teacher will be impacted on how to humanize education, because it is the bedrock of what we want to see in the world. And absolutely, I have every confidence that humanization of education is going to change the world. So thank you very much. I want to applaud all of us for making time. Sorry for my delay. It was based on circumstances beyond my control, but alhamdulillah, I thank God that I've been able to join this conversation. I've learned so much. I've added my 2 cents, and I'm sure that post-summit or post-conference, the impact will significantly be felt. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Farooq Khalon. It was amazing way, because we were afraid to miss you in this session. And that's what we was thinking today, just 1 hour before we start the session. And luckily you could come over here, and your even 2 minutes really made a sense over here. This is what we wanted to listen from across the world. And all the speakers made this day a big day for us, big day for the many listeners and viewers, because the message is common. Message is common. You yourself is complete. Your happiness comes from your mind towards to your heart, and then you have to serve by your hand to the society, to the nations, to the all service, to all humanization of an education. Before I'll invite for the vote of thanks today to my friend Dr. P.K. Rajput, I wish that I should listen at least few words from Dr. Shama Hussain. She is the main key person for all these we people could collaborate today to make ourselves. Thank you very much, and over to Dr. Shama Hussain.
Thank you so much, Dr. Manpreet. Dr. Manpreet, you have taken up this roller coaster ride such an amazing way, Dr. Manpreet, honestly, and have given that every point that I have noted down from because of you, every single point that you have concluded, I have noted down. Thank you so much, Dr. Manpreet, for this opportunity. And my dear friends, there were 2 people. One was a boy and one was a elder person with his Rolls Royce. He was walking around, he was driving around. And a small boy was continuously watching him. The person who has a Rolls Royce, he just looked at the boy and said, my car is amazing, right? My car is wonderful, right? You are looking at the car because it is so exciting. Do you know one thing? This car is gifted to me by my brother. The boy said, yes, I love your car. I love everything of yours. It's amazing. And he stopped for a while. Then this man asked him, I know why you stopped. You may be thinking, because my brother gifted me this car, you may be wishing to have such a wonderful brother who can gift you this car as well. You may be wishing you the same. You know, my dear friend, what he said? He said, I'm not wishing to have a brother who can gift me this car. I'm wishing to be that brother who can gift this car to somebody else. I want to gift this car to somebody else. This is what our education should teach to the people. This is what humanization of education, where we will bring that accountability, commitment, and character. And as our ambassador Terry said, be you. And as Mr. Farooq said, success is not the success if only few are successful. Success is success when everyone is successful. So as Dr. Rajeshwari said, sharing, caring, and complete 360 degrees development. As Dr. Rajesh and Miss Brenda said, resiliency, holding hands together and just moving ahead with the stories, reflecting the stories upon each other. As Mr. Karim said, vision in the education. A boy was having a vision that he can buy a car and he can gift a car. He doesn't need somebody else. Vision, strategy. That is important. As Mr. Morrow said, Professor Morrow said, we need to be with our heart. Heart to the heart. Heart to the hand. So aligning the education in a proper way, that is called humanization of education. And as Dr. Manpreet always says, happiness is the HQ, is the main heart of humanization of education. Dr. Manpreet always believes in HQ, happiness quotient, which cannot come just by materialistic education, my dear friends. So that is the spirit that we want to build up. We are living, studying degrees, the bachelor's, master's, PhD. But finally, where is the happiness? It's not the matter that how much hard work you are doing. The matter is how much happy you are. Let's start counting every day how much happy we are, not how much hard work we did. 8 hours of hard work, 10 hours of hard work doesn't matter, because we are born to live happily. We are born to live happily, so we need to count that happiness like a bank account. So I'm so grateful to all of you today to enhancing the spirit of happiness in a very wonderful way. And big thanks with the folded hands to all of you and Dr. Manpreet for taking this ride in an incredible manner. And thank you, Dr. Manpreet.
Thank you, Dr. Shama. Now it's a time to invite my friend, Dr. P.K. Rajput, to just quote a word of thanks, which is equally significant to gratitude everyone, the listener, the viewer, and of course our great speakers and the organizers who have given this opportunity to listen such a great speakers. Over to Dr. P.K. Rajput.
So thank you so much. Very good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to all the wonderful, eminent personalities who have joined here. Because it's like the beautiful nuggets which they have given. And believe you me, sir, Dr. Manpreet, sir, the way you have added it as a chairperson, you have stolen the heart of not mine, but many people who are here and who are listening and who are going to listen in the future. And once again, salutations to my sister, Dr. Shama Hussain, who always take it something very different to build the human culture, which is very important. Education, we talk about the education, but if we blend this beautiful education with the happiness, gratitude, compassion, humility, humanity, I think we can make a lot of difference which is required. What you said, Dr. Shama, just now, that how happy we are. I would like to add one more thing is here, with the due permission of such a beautiful people, it's always dependent how we make other persons happy as well. Because it is always good that every second, what we live in this beautiful life, It is the life which is required in every second which is more important. It's not the number of the years which we are living it here. And that is the real way of putting the humanization part which we are talking about it. I really thank our first very important Dr. Kareem, right, who always add a lot of beauty in that. Sir, you are a person who always steal the heart, right? So you always set the context about it. I was writing it very truly. And what the three things which you said, vision, strategy, and mentorship. That is a real requirement, the basic thing which you said about it. So this is one of the beautiful nuggets which you have given about the humanization of the education. Professor Maru, compassion, love, affection, humility, right? Again, this is the basic need of a human, right? Wherever we are, whatever we are, this is really required. Then only there will be a lot of learning attitude will be there. Positive attitude is going to come. It's going to make a lot of difference about it. And very well you have said it about it. Then Dr. Rajeshwari ma'am, you always put the scenario of the value system of the culture, which is very important. You have said that it always comes from the values which we give as a parents, right? And it comes from that side, which is very important. So beautifully you said about it. I have also written, like Manpreet sir has said, 3H, right? I was talking only about the 2H, but the third H of the hand is also there. So head, heart, and hand. Three things. Wow, very nice. And then you said share, care, dare. Wow, I have noted it has gone in my mind so deeply that in next time wherever I'm going to speak, I am going to take, with your due permission, these beautiful words of yours, which is going to make a difference. Yeah. And coming back to Brenda ma'am. Brenda ma'am, again, this is only I can say salutations to you because you are an epitome of a lot of the things which is there, which you always talk about the walk the talk, you talk about the talk about why you are seeing the happiness outside. It is there here. It is there here. Take it out. Open your heart, and the happiness is enormous there. What you said about it, that you have given the bunches of the flowers to your brother. Small things, but it's a big thing, which is big. See, this is the learning part is there, which is a part of the humanization. Then coming to Ambassador Terry, sir, one of the most respected Ambassador Terry, sir, I salute to you. And the way you have spoken about it, sir, is always respected. And you said search or research, which is a very, very important part which is there. And hashtag family, right? We all are a family. So again, this is one thing which has gone in the mind. The next thing, whatever the post I'm going to put it, I'm going to put it as a hashtag family because I don't want to forget you in my lifetime the way you are talking about it, sir. Then coming to Farooq, sir, right? Pathway of the success, self-improvement, right? Wow, beautiful. One line, but it is having an enormous value about it. So I think these are the nuggets are there, which we cannot get in the Webster dictionary. Such a beautiful nuggets have been added here, and I'm sure all these beautiful words, this two combination, what sir was talking about, Manpreet Manna sir, what you are going to speak and how you are going to speak, which we are going to speak, and how you are going to contribute it. It is going to make a lot of difference because God has given us this beautiful life, and this life should be remembered when we are not there. That life should be taken as one of the examples that yes, somebody has added it. I always say one thing, sir, with due permission, that why people should give the example of somebody else? Why children should give example of somebody else? We should become our own example, that they should feel that let me be with my parents. That should be it is not the money. It's a basic humanization which is more important. Humility which is more important, which is there. And the day when our children will start giving our own example, or the parents' example, no, I want to become like this, I think we are able to achieve the humanization of education. And that's what Dr. Shama and all the wonderful people who are here, we are working to it, and we will make it happen. Continuously will make it happen. This is our commitment, this is our promise, and we will not leave it. We will ensure it that this beautiful forum is going to be a forum which will be multifolded, and everybody will be coming here, respecting here, and they like to be a part of this forum so that they can learn and they can take the things back home to the things so that we given. Thank you so much for for giving me this wonderful and beautiful opportunity to be here on this wonderful platform. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Rajput. Your words made this conference complete. With your kind words and gratitude made this conference complete. And thankful to all those joined today with a very short notice, and they have given their time from their valuable schedule. I'm sure we will be meeting again and again in near future, so that to be spreading our message to the nations, and we'll be connecting. And all gratitude goes to the Dr. Shama. The gratitude goes to Dr. Shama. Because of her, we are today now becomes friend, and we'll be friends forever in our lifetime.
Sir, family.
Hashtag, yes,
family.
Hashtag family. So hashtag family is going to be our today's takeaway, one of the best takeaway, hashtag family. With this, I just conclude as a chairperson of the today's conference. We will be meeting soon again with this new theme, new agenda, but that main is humanization of education. So under the humanization of education umbrella, Dr. Shama will bring something new to be learn all of us. Thank you very much.
Sir, may I add one line?
Yeah, please.
Let us pledge that from touch screen to touch heart. Can we do that?
Yes, absolutely. Touch screen to touch heart.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. I love
Look at
that.
here. Every movement, this is called enlightenment. This is called ignition. This is called.
And she has given one more, Dr. Manpreet. Dr. Radeshwari has given one more today, that collaboration with competition. Wow, it was amazing.
That's
This is one of the
amazing.
great things being added. Really, we all learned it.
I have noted down everything, all the points.
It's going to be a document. It's going to be a very strong
Yeah, it's
document.
going to
Yes.
be.
I have also noted down. I have also noted down all the nuggets which have been given by all the eminent people, personalities.
Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Bye-bye.
time. Have a nice time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good day and good night.
Thank you, Dr.
Our founder, director, and CEO of International Institute of Influencers, Dr. Shama Hussain, on the stage.
एक कहानी बताते हैं. I'll tell one story. There were two brothers. One was very rich and the other one was not. So he came to his younger brother and said, मेरे पास Bentley है, मेरे पास Rolls Royce है, मेरे पास Mercedes है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है? So क्या है? So what will be the answer of that boy? मेरे पास vision है.
I believe we are in a day and an age and a time where we're looking for visionaries. We need visionaries that can set the pathway of what our future looks like. To get behind someone that has that type of vision is something I support 110%. And Dr. Shama, you have done that excellently. You have set a vision that all of us inspire to want to walk out.
कि घड़ी चलाने के लिए पेंसिल सेल डालते हैं. थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया तो पता चला कि उसमें थोड़ा सा और पतला सेल आता है, वो डबल ए होता है. फिर ट्रिपल ए सेल भी मार्केट में आ गया. लेकिन किसी को 5A वाला सेल देखना है तो आप डॉक्टर शमा को देख लो, आपको और कुछ देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Thank you.
In this beautiful, well-designed and a very powerful program, my heartiest congratulations to Dr. Shama Hussain and to all these very important people. Let's give a big hand to this wonderful set of people.
Thank you so much.
What an honor for III.
इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंसर्स ने अमेरिका को इंडिया लेके आ गए, हमारे भारत.
Please welcome Dr. Kuldeep Raina, Vice Chancellor, MS Ramaiah University, Bangalore. humbly like to welcome our next guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Rana, Director General, Amity University, former Vice Chancellor, Chairman, AUN Labs.